Hello, welcome to what do I call this? The best, my favorite movie and my least favorite movie of the week. Let's call it BORST of the week. First off, I do want to clear the air and say yes, this is iMovie, so don't yell at me. I'm sensitive. I'm working with what I got. Also, I am just an average person that enjoys film and wanted to voice my opinion on them. I am in no way, shape, or form a film student or B, someone who works with film. I just enjoy film and I have enjoyed film my entire life. So I want to be able to voice my opinion on something. So without further ado, let's start with a good flick this week, and that was Buster's Malheart. So Buster's Malheart was a 2016 drama directed by Sarah Diener Smith. It follows Jonah, as he runs from the police, spreading the word about the impending inversion of Y2K. There were some things that I wasn't too impressed with in this film. The first was the overall pacing. There was no real coherent choice with the pacing. I mean, some scenes seemed to drag their feet, some needed time to flesh out the details. And then the other thing that didn't impress me much was Caitlin Shields' acting. Oh my god, please, woman. She was so boring. Her voice just put me to sleep, and on the second viewing, it really had a problem with it the second time I watched it. Those two things aside, this was actually a wonderfully made film. The cataloging of a man's slow descent into madness and insanity, coupled with some perfectly timed comedic elements, was played perfectly by Remy. Some of the shots were beautiful, and the writing coupled with the acting really made me feel for the actors or the character circumstances. I think this is Smith's best work, and I look forward to diving into more of her repertoire. I don't really want to spoil too much of this film, but it was decent. You know, it wasn't perfect. I give it about an 82 out of 100. Now this next piece of cinema was a hot piece of yummy poo. I don't care about spoiling, so let's just get into the worst of the week.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Warner Brothers, please. You guys really just don't care about the superhero movies, huh? Everything in this, the acting, the writing, the CGI, the directing, everything is just so bad. It's like everyone just stopped trying. Let's start with the story. The character of Wonder Woman is actually super interesting, in the comics at least. A female protagonist fighting against supervillains isn't typical, but the writing department at Warner Brothers just decided to take this well thought up character, complex, everything about her, and just take a steamy dump on it. Warner Brothers and DC has a very distinguishable cookie-cutter algorithm and way of doing things. Let's take a well-known superhero, have them fight against a lesser-known villain, and then have them win in the end. There's never a sense of urgency in any of their films, and Wonder Woman is no different. I mean, the antagonist in Wonder Woman 84 is literally a man who grants wishes, and Kristen Wiig is a cat. At least the first Wonder Woman had somewhat cool fight scenes. This didn't even have that. The end fight scene is her talking to the world, and then the antagonist, Pedro Pascal, feeling bad for his son. Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig, and Pedro Pascal are so annoying in Wonder Woman 84. Now, before you get up in arms and go, defending people under the shitty movie rules, yes, you can dislike an actor, but like the film they're in. For example, oh my god. For example, we have a nice man named Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane is horrible at acting and directing. I believe he was obnoxious and genuinely unfunny, but the film Logan Lucky he's in, and I kind of like that movie. Just like Chris Pine is Hot Dog Water in Wonder Woman 84, but he's a well flashed out character in Hell or High Water. All of these actors have quite a skill in their feet. Not all of them, but they seem so lazy in this. Chris Pine's line delivery is off, Pedro tries too hard to act deranged, Kristen Wiig's woe is me character doesn't fit with her acting style, and Gal Gadot just can't act. Put them together and what do you get? A cliche superhero film that we'll all forget about in 6 months. The CGI in this movie on top of all of that is just so bad. It's so gross. Kristen Wiig looks like she's straight out of the movie Cats. The Wonder Woman whip looks stupid. And it doesn't even, half the time it doesn't even connect to anything. It doesn't even look real. Why? Wonder Woman flies now? What is happening? This movie was so bad I couldn't even view it a second time. I was ready to pull my dry eyeballs from the school after the first 2.5-hour runtime of this poo fest. All in all, this film may have been terrible. I will say it was terrible, but it will never be Batman v Superman terrible, and I will stand by that. So for that, I will give it a nice 25 out of 100. Now, all jokes aside, this is purely opinion. The great thing about film is that we can disagree about the specific type of art and have a civil discourse in the end. I may enjoy films you hate, or you may enjoy films I hate. The great thing about loving film is you don't have to come from a film background to enjoy the art, like me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to talking about the next film I personally hated. Hopefully it wasn't a next DC Warner Brothers film. So for that, I say